Alright, let's finish up the cam. I'm just going to click Setup, Simulate, and I'm just going to fast simulate through everything and try to get an idea of where we're at. One of the things that can be really helpful is see the black lines. That's our original part kind of shining through the stock. And in this instance, I don't want to see the part. I only want to see what we've machined. So I'm going to hide my component here. If I turn off the part, it gets rid of it, and I'm only looking at stock. It's a little bit more honest view, and it helps me see, okay, we've got to clean up this outside profile, some chamfering, and I think the counter bores, and that should be it. So I'll turn my part visibility back on here with the light bulb. We'll do these counter bores as 2D. We can honestly do a 2D contour. We've already drilled through there, so we don't have to worry about a ramp in. So I'll pick 1, 2, and under heights, again, you won't have to do this, but I have to pick a selection. I gotta figure out how to change that feature back. And under linking, because we have this pre-drill, I want to tell it, hey, drill in the center of that part. So I'll click top to orient my view to the top, and how can I do that? If I click there, yep, perfect, there and there. What we should see now is the tool plunges straight down in the middle of our hole, which is exactly what I want. You don't want to plunge an end mill into, generally, even center cutting end mills, not good to plunge them straight into material, and it comes around and does its cut. A great example now would be when I like to look at a simulation without the stock. So I'll turn it off, and I'll just hit play. Comes down, goes around, and does the cleanup. I like it. If you really want that to be a good surface finish, one thing you can consider is editing this, and under passes, you can either say repeat finishing pass, or repeat finishing passes is a proper spring pass, so it doesn't change the tool path. It cuts the exact same thing again. Multiple finishing passes of 2, and I'll just say 10,000. That's going to leave 10,000ths for the last cut. I actually prefer that over a spring pass, just a personal thing. We've still got tool 31 in there. Let's do a 2D contour to clean up our whole part. If you notice, when I move my mouse, sometimes it depends. You want to basically hover your mouse over the line that selects the full profile. One of the classes we had a sort of a hard time, and we noticed if we held our mouse here, it gave us that, which is the full profile of the part. I've got to pick the model bottom for mine, click OK. And we're going all the way around. Again, if you wanted to start that, over here, you could right click, edit, and under linking, you could say entry positions right there, and it should start it over there now. Perfect. To chamfer 2D contour, I'll show you 2D chamfer in a second, but we're going to do 2D contour. Pick tool 25, and under geometry, just start selecting your geometry. It's just that easy. We can even, hold down control, I picked the wrong one, deselect it. Now I can select the correct one. What I love is you can even select geometry that has different contour depths, because under the heights, the bottom height would be the selected contours, which is awesome. We click OK. It puts that blue line exactly on the bottom edge, which is what I want. I actually forgot to pick this hole, so we'll go back in. And if you notice right now, that worked. I was going to say you might have to hold down control, but I didn't have to. Only thing we want to do is under passes, we want to do a chamfer tip offset. That way we're not cutting with the very tip of the tool that is so weak, but rather slightly higher up on the shoulder. You'll see the blue lines will become offset down and over. Looks great. And we can chamfer this unchamfered edge easily by going to 2D chamfer. And what's cool about this new feature in Fusion 360 is it obeys the solid model. So I'm going to pick the geometry of these two flanges, but think about it, we can't actually chamfer this part right here because it would crash the side of the tool into our face here. But if we look at passes, chamfer clearance, if you hover over, this value specifies how far the tool needs to stay away from the model geometry that's not being chamfered. Awesome. 25 thousandths is way too much. We'll go to 10. The rest of this, I'll change it down to just a 20 thou chamfer. Looks good. And check out that toolpath, folks. Pretty cool.